Good Friday afternoon, everybody. It's Friday, July 13th. I don't know. When you hear, Friday the 13th, you get like, well, it's going to be scary. It's going to be this or that. No. The answer is no, it's not. It's just another day. It's another day. If this whole show crashes, though, I'm telling you what, I believe. But until then, no. That's all I'm saying. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm off my soapbox. Welcome into another edition of Talking Fitchburg. Hey, that voice that you may or may not heard is Andrew the Main Man. Bamlet, how you doing?
Hello.
Another Friday.
Good. Yes.
Are you superstitious?
Not really.
Friday 13th.
Not really.
Scary.
No.
No?
No.
Why not? Where's the fun? My eyes twitching.
I just don't believe in the superstition. Most of them. Just no. Sorry.
Denied?
Breaking glass, or mirror, walking under ladders, seeing a black cat. I had a black cat, so I can't really believe in that superstition.
Yeah, we have a black cat.
So, I mean,
Nah? Okay.
It's all right.
Shut down. I heard through the radio this morning,
Yeah.
One of the stations listened to that, they thought maybe it means more when it's in the fall, like Friday 13th,
Yeah.
Halloween.
There are superstitions I believe in. Full moon, 100%. Like, weird stuff happens.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to anyone in healthcare. If you know, I mean, it's true. It's so true. So, I believe it. The full moon definitely does some funky things with our world, but Friday 13th, nah. There you go. That's my 2 cents. Thanks for coming.
Thank you. We'll wrap up the show next. You're watching Talking Fitchburg. We have a jam-packed show for you today, so no more F-13 talk. Let's go right into what we've got to get through here today. We'll get you updated on your headlines, including taking a look here at last night's investigation of a person being shot. We'll get a full update from the chief of police, Chad Brecklin, stopping up here. He'll give us an update coming up here in just a little bit. So we can get you updated on that. Coming up in the digest, just in case you missed it, wow, was it a busy week here in the city. We'll get you updated with all of those stories. Cooking with fire, that's the guest segment today. You're going to love this recipe that our friends over at the fire department and Hy-Vee are cooking up for you today. So stay tuned for that. And then we'll wrap up the show and a special shout out to the Sun Prairie firefighter that passed away this past week. We'll get you some information on what that looks like for the weekend. But first, let's cut into headlines, and we start with an investigation of a male shot on Post Road. Here's what we got for you. On July 12th, at approximately 9:58 p.m., officers from Fitchburg Police Department were sent to the 2500 block of Post Road for a report of a male who had been shot. When officers arrived on the scene, they located a 29-year-old male who had been shot multiple times. The male was transported to an area hospital, and his injuries are not believed to be life-threatening. A white SUV was seen leaving the scene. There is no information on any suspect description at this time. Approximately 10 minutes later, officers from Fitchburg Police Department were sent to the 3300 block of Leopold Way for reports of shots fired. When officers arrived on scene, they located an apartment that had been shot at with multiple rounds. The apartment was occupied at the time of the shooting, but it says that there was no injuries reported in that incident. A male in all black clothing was seen running from the area. There is no further description of the male at this time. At this time, it is unknown if these incidents are connected, and these incidences do not appear to be random acts. The Town of Madison Police Department, the Fitchburg Fire Department, and Fitchrona EMS all assisted with these incidences. This investigation is ongoing. And now we had a chance to sit down here, talk with Chief Chad Brecklin, Fitchburg Police Department, and get you an update on these incidences. Take a look.
Last evening, Thursday, the 12th of July, at around 10 p.m., our staff was dispatched to the 2500 block of Post Road for a report of a subject having been shot. Our responding personnel located a male subject who had received at least one gunshot wound, believed to be of a non-life-threatening nature. That subject was transported to the hospital to undergo treatment for the gunshot wound or wounds that he received during the incident. Our staff is investigating this call, and we're obviously looking for assistance from the public in developing additional leads in the case. Also, while our staff was investigating that shooting on Post Road, about 10 minutes after their arrival, they received a call of shots having been fired in the 3300 block of Leopold Way. Investigating personnel found evidence of shots having been fired in that area, and at least one round struck an apartment at that building. It's possible the two incidences are related, although we do not have confirmation on that. So clearly our staff is taking a look at that from an investigative standpoint, and we continue to utilize the resources that we have available to chase down leads and to develop further leads in both of those cases. I also want to add that we've had a couple of instances of weapons violations in the 4500 block of Thurston Lane earlier this week. So unfortunately, it's been an extremely busy week for our department personnel responding to gun-related incidents. And clearly this is concerning to me on a variety of fronts. Most importantly, I'm concerned that our residents are living in homes, apartments, and neighborhoods where this gun violence is taking place. And to me, that's not acceptable. And clearly, we're going to do what we can to improve that situation. But we also have an extremely challenging situation presenting us in order to address that situation. We are looking to work with neighborhoods cooperatively. In fact, there's going to be a neighborhood meeting in regards to the Thurston Lane incidents next week on Wednesday at the what used to be the Head Start building on Red Arrow Trail. I think it's now referred to as the Dane County Parent Council. So I can assure you that we are taking these situations very seriously, and while these instances of gun violence are targeted towards specific individuals and places, I still feel like it's concerning to me that an innocent, uninvolved person could be potentially struck by a stray round, and we certainly do not want that to happen to anyone.
As Chad had mentioned in there, we do have now a date that was just announced here just before the noon hour on a public meeting. Let's get you that information. The Fitchburg Police Department community meeting announcement here will be held on Wednesday, July 18th at 6:30 p.m. at the Head Start Center, 2096 Red Arrow Trail here in Fitchburg. Chief Chad Brecklin of the Fitchburg Police Department will be holding this community meeting. The purpose for the meeting is to discuss the increased concerns related to the activity on Thurston Lane, specifically the incidences where weapons have been used. The chief will discuss the incidences as well as what the police department has been and will continue to work on with the community to reduce criminal activity and make the neighborhood safer. So keep that in mind that will be coming up next week. We'll pass along any other information. Of course, with any of the recent the shooting, shots fired incidents, all that, feel free to call the police department if you got any information, 270-4300, or you can hit up the website, fitchburgwi.gov, click on Public Safety Police Department, and you can pass along your tips that way as well. All right, moving on here. Coming up, another concerts at McKee. Yeah, it's going to be happening on Monday. That's right. Next one is on Monday, July 16th at 6 o'clock p.m. Where at, you may ask? McKee Farms Park, 2930 Chapel Valley Road. We're all hoping for good weather so we can have this down in the park. So KinFolk Soul Music, Madison, will be the headliner here. So make sure you come out, bring that picnic and bottle of wine, the kiddos, and just come out and have fun. There's food carts, beer, and great music. And don't forget, at 6 p.m., the Madison Music Foundry Youth Band kicks things off with KinFolk to follow at 7 p.m. Free for all. So get yourself out there. It's going to be a fun time. I know we'll be out there as well covering this great event. All right, last but not least for your headlines this morning, a car show fundraiser will be held at the Distillery. It's called the Car Show Fundraiser at the Distillery. Easy name, great benefit. July 21st, Yahara Bay Distillery, 6250 Nesbitt Road. If you want to get involved in this, the Yahara Bay Distillery will be hosting an all years makes models car show fundraiser for Reach a Child. We know who those guys are. It's a great organization. This event is free for the public. Did I say $100? I was looking at that saying it's $10 if you want to get in on it, I'm guessing. That sound right? So, yeah, stop on by. That car show is 12 to 3 p.m. and judging from 2 to 3 p.m. So it's going to be good stuff. So put that on the calendar as that will be a great, great fundraiser. All right, we need to take a quick break. Coming up next, we open up the Fitchburg Digest with a slew of stories. Lots of stuff happening with Just In Case You Missed It. That's next right here on Talking Fitchburg.